everybody, it's Patrick. It's Tuesday, and on Tuesdays we talk about long hair for men. Today's going to be a quick one, although I say that and then they go like 10, 11 minutes, so I tend to talk. Anyway, I have gotten a number of emails and messages and comments from guys who have really big worries as they're growing out their hair. This is usually guys who are in the first, I'd say 3 to 9 months of growing their hair, and they will say, help me, I am really worried that my hair has stopped growing. This is really common. This is something that guys tend to worry about a lot. I don't know if guys just think that their hair stops growing at 2 inches, 3 inches, 5 inches. I don't know why that's a really big thing, but I get that message a lot on comments. I'm really afraid that my hair has stopped growing. Can you please tell me if this is normal, if my hair is, if this is as far as my hair can get. It's never from guys who are like in year 2, after they pass their 1-year mark. I think everybody tends to calm down about long hair. And of course, women are used to growing their hair long, so they I'm sure, worry about how long their hair can get, because there are a lot of articles about hair length and how long your hair can get, but it's not usually, when it's right, at about ear length. And that's when guys tend to worry. They say, well, it's not growing. I don't see it. I've been looking for the past week and I don't see anything at all. Can you please help me? How long will my hair get? And have I reached, and here's the thing that, a little bit of knowledge can really mess you up. A lot of guys say, have I reached my terminal length? It's, one of those things that you can Google when you're Googling, will my hair grow longer? You'll see this term, terminal length, and it makes a lot of guys think that they are not going to be able to grow out their hair beyond a certain length. So I just wanted to cover that. So first of all, if you are in the first 3, 6, 9 months of growing your hair, it hasn't stopped growing. And in fact, if you still have hair on your head, it hasn't stopped growing. If you have hair that's on your head, some of it is in the growing phase. Some of it is growing. Some of it is dormant. A very small portion of your hair is dormant. And that's because all of your hair goes through a whole phase of growing. There are 3 stages to growth. One of them is it's building up in order for it to start growing. It's gathering all the materials and putting it together and making it into hair. The next phase is it's growing. That's usually what's happening when you have hair on your head. And the third phase is it's in a dormant phase, and that dormant phase lasts a short period of time, and then the hair falls out. And that's why you shed your hair all the time. Everybody sheds hair. They shed a little or a lot. Some people shed about 100, 150 hairs per day. Some people shed much fewer than that, between 30 and 50. It's all normal. But as long as you have hair on your head, that hair is growing. It's growing out of the follicles, and it's growing down your head. So your hair has not stopped growing. What terminal length means is not the length at which your hair just stops growing. It's not like your hair gets to 12 inches and then says, nope, that's it. I've reached as far as I can go. I'm just going to hang out here on your head forever at this length. That doesn't happen. What happens is your hair has a life cycle, and depending on your genetics, your hair type, your ancestral background, all of that depends on how long your hair will grow. Not how long your hair will grow, but how many years your hair will grow. There's no real scientific way for you to know exactly how long your hair will grow in terms of time. There are calculators. You can look up a terminal length calculator, but you have to estimate things like number of hairs on your head and number of hairs you shed every day, which are very difficult to count because hairs are very small. And there are guesses as to an average for people of certain descents. I am of European descent. I'm Irish, so for me, it's usually between 3 and 6 years. Your hair can grow between 3 and 6 years. And if you average at about you know, half an inch a month, which would be about, let's say, 4 to 6 inches a year, that means that I could probably get between 18 and 36 inches worth of hair, right? So, you know, 3 years, you just do all the multiplication, and I probably did it wrong because I'm not that great at math. But most people, Gracie, did you just see that shake, Gracie? It's still shaking because Gracie is licking the tripod. Hold on a second. Come on, there we go. So most people, left to their own devices, if you don't have any sort of things that make your hair fall out, if you don't have, you know, if you're not going through male pattern baldness, your hair, and if you're not much older too, because older people's hair life cycle tend to slow down, especially men. Men, the hair just starts to go. So if you are growing your hair, it's growing, and you can probably go for a good number of years before it's going to end its life cycle and the next hair will take its place. Things that can slow this down for you are getting trims regularly, and I don't mean you know, just dealing with the little ends of your hair, but if you're getting a good half inch taken off of your hair every couple of months, remember, if you go growing hair for 3 years and you get a haircut every couple of months, your hair's not going to, you know, your hair doesn't grow forever. It'll eventually, the hair that you've been cutting will eventually fall out, and new hair will be in somewhere in its journey taking its place. So that can slow you down, especially at the beginning stages. But I just wanted to reassure the people who may think to comment, who have already commented, your hair has not stopped growing. If you are in the first year of growing your hair and you think that you're not seeing any growth, that's probably due to the distance that you can see between very short hair and slightly longer hair. That looks like a lot, but if you have medium length hair and then slightly longer medium length hair, it's really hard to tell the difference between that, because it just, the way it looks is different. So just, you can chill out, you can calm down, and yep, I've talked for a long time now. So for all of those in the US, please have a happy Thanksgiving. For everybody else, have a happy Thursday. I am here every Tuesday. I talk about long hair issues with men. On Thursdays, I do a quick 3-ingredient recipe, something that's really easy to make. And on Sundays, or sometime during the weekend, my cat George comes out and he talks about how to have good self-esteem. Until next week, have a great day.